I'm here to tell you everything you need to know in order to pass the HESI nursing exit exam on your first try. So this is the exit exam that I needed to take in order to graduate from my nursing school. And so I did it within the first try. I passed. I got a 976. And honestly, I felt like I couldn't have gotten there if I didn't take my own time and my own liberation to study. Because genuinely, I don't know how well my nursing school prepared me for this. But that's okay, because that's why I'm here, to help you and to help us just get through this together. But okay, genuinely, one of the main things that I'm such an advocate for, I swear, I'm such an advocate for, is again having a schedule. So I just came from making my video for passing the NCLEX in the first time and just my experiences in general. But guys, have a schedule. Like, I'm being so for real. Like, you need to plan out every little thing that you need to do for that day. If you have work, if you plan to take a break, if you plan to just everything in your life, put it on the calendar, write it down, and then write down all of the necessary things you need to do in order to pass your HESI. So with passing the HESI, honestly, I felt like within this stage of my nursing career, I needed a lot of refresher on foundational things, because before this we had our, I think it was the community clinical, and then that one was like a lot of nursing within schools. It was like student nurse, like, oh, let's do hearing and vision. We're gonna ice packs, band-aids, concussions. So not really typical things you see on the med surg floor. So that was one of the main things that I was like, okay. And honestly, a lot of my cohort people felt the same way too. But we're like, okay, we need a refresher. So I just genuinely want to thank my ICU preceptor from the bottom of my heart, because he introduced me to Mark Clemic. Saved my life. Saved my whole nursing career in general, to be honest. But I was like, who is Mark Clemic? Like, who is this person? So I did my deep dive research on Reddit on who Mark Clemic was, and he's basically this nursing, he's actually for the NCLEX, but for the HESI, this is when I first discovered him. Absolutely life-changing. But so he's like this kind of nursing researcher, and he helps you review for the NCLEX and everything, but he has these like 12 lectures that he does deep dive on fundamentals of nursing and kind of like the principles that you need to know in order to just be a safe and competent nurse in the first place. And saved my absolute career, genuinely. So I planned out all of the 12 lectures, which you can find. You actually have to pay for it. You have to pay for it, but it's actually on these like Google Drive threads on Reddit. So if you want to look for that, but it's also on Spotify. It's like Mark K. You have all the 12 lectures there. It's like an hour each. Some of them are 2 hours long, but that's the one where I would like split it up in like 2 days. But yeah, so I do a Mark Clemic lecture like every day, and then I would take notes on it. And I love my pride and joy. Genuinely my pride and joy. Yeah, so I need you to take notes on on everything. I need you to take notes on everything and every lecture that you listen to for Mark Clemic, which is all 12. Listen to all 12. But I need you to take notes, because taking notes makes sure that you're not just passively listening, because I found myself doing this a lot, especially like if I didn't really have the energy to fully focus, I'd just be like, oh, like, let me play it in the background while I do dishes, do laundry. No, like, you need to sit down in the mornings. Like, I would sit down, I would light my candle, I would get my notebook out, and then I would listen to the lectures all in one, just like I was in class. Like, you need to sit down and do it. Like, have a schedule and a structure for yourself. Like, it's so important, and I swear it makes studying so much easier. So have your Mark Clemic lectures out. Do all of them. Take notes on all of them, and actually understand what he's talking about. And genuinely one of the main things that helped me understand was ChatGPT. Like if you have a question, ChatGPT is literally like, don't ask it for answers, ask it for the reasoning. Like, why is this answer correct? Like, why are these other answers wrong? Because the rationale, guys, the rationale behind each and every question helps you remember so well. Like, it helps you actually learn the information and know. So what I would do is I would have like practice questions, and specifically for HESI, oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell you guys later, but like these practice questions saved my life. But yeah, so I would have my practice questions, and then if I would get it wrong, honestly, even if I would get it right, I would use like a copy paste tool, input the whole thing on ChatGPT, and then I specifically programmed it to write out why the specific answer was right, why the other answers were wrong, and come from a point of common sense, like a point of using like specific tactics in order to guess, like not just like, like I wanted it to think like me so I could see how I should be thinking for the exit exam. So that was genuinely one of the main things that helped me is, yes, reading the rationales that's like provided, like, like when you're on Quizlet, there's like rationales, but like if you put it into ChatGPT, it's gonna specifically tell you why it's wrong or why it's right, and you can actually ask it more questions to be able to understand. So one of the main things I just such advocate for, I want you to understand why you have these questions right, why you have these questions wrong. Like, just know, even if you read it, there's gonna be another question like that where you're gonna like remember and be like, oh, I already had this question. So understand your content, read the rationales. Okay, so this is actually my secret weapon. Secret weapon. I raved about it so much as soon as I passed my exam because I was like, guys, like this is like peak. This is so peak. But I found it on Reddit, but I used this website called Your Best Grade. Um, yeah, so it's basically kind of like a program in order for you to like simulate the HESI, and specifically the HESI, and kind of test you in the way that HESI would test you. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I swear when I sat for the HESI, it was easier than Your Best Grade. It was so good. I really just recommend. I actually have like I even have just this whole album of me. It's called Study Grind. It's like this whole album of me during while I was studying for the HESI, and it's just like Your Best Grade. It's just me and my laptop with my snacks. Your Best Grade, like the whole time. It was so helpful, like guys, and I really think it was helpful because it was so similar to the HESI. It was so similar to the HESI. Just like the questions I asked and the combo, oh my gosh, the combo of me inputting the questions and then putting into ChatGPT and then actually understanding the rationales and like knowing the principles behind it was just mind blowing. Absolutely mind blowing. So that my secret weapon, my second secret weapon is okay, there's these Quizlets, of course. But there's these Quizlets, and I think it was like HESI 7.99. Oh, I love Reddit. I get all of this. If you want to do a deeper dive on everything, Reddit is your best friend. But HESI 7.99. Honestly, I saw like one or two questions that were the same exact ones. So if you guys take it like 2025, yeah. But I'm sure it's gonna be probably this pretty similar for even years to come. But HESI 7.99, there's like questions that are literally the same from the HESI exam that I took. So that was like gold, absolute gold. It's a quiz bank. There's 799 questions. So again, I don't want you to memorize. I never want you to memorize these questions. That's not gonna help you learn. And when you're on the floor, you need to know what you need to know what to do, you know? So like I want you to know the principles of like what you should do in order to answer the questions. So like yes, there were some questions that were the same exact in order to pass the HESI, but like I want you to know how to answer the questions, you know? So again, I would say Mark Clemick for foundation, but then to know actually how to answer the questions, Dr. Sharon. Dr. Sharon on Clemick Reviews, she gives you like it's pretty similar to what I use for the NCLEX, so you know this works. But she gives you these specific strategies on how to answer these questions that you don't know, because there's always going to be questions that you do not know, but you just need to know how to properly answer the question, how to correctly guess on what to do next, how to safely guess on what to do next. Because that's literally all of nursing in general. Like, again, you're not gonna know exactly what's gonna happen every single, like, you're not gonna know every single situation, yeah, you're not. It's hard to accept that, but you're really not. And you just need to know how to handle these situations in the safest way manner. But yes, so yeah, so that's basically what I used for my HESI. I'm trying to think of any other things. Honestly, you guys got this. Like, I really do believe. Like, yeah, so for us, we had 3 chances of passing. Only a few passed the first try, actually. I think there's like, no, only a few. I think 6 or a little bit more of like a cohort of 40. But I think it was like it was after winter break, and it was just like people just needed to sit down and study, you know? But then the second time, like mostly everyone passed. Like mostly everyone passed. I think the third try, only like 3 people or so didn't pass. So yeah, so that's what the little bell curve is of our pass rates for my personal cohort. But honestly, you guys really got this. Like, I really do believe if you put in the time and like the effort and just knowing your concepts in general, like you'll be fine. And also that HESI 799. HESI 799. So helpful in your best grade, so helpful. And then use Mark Clemick for foundational stuff. But yeah. I think that's it. Basically. I'll make another video if I remember anything else. But yay, good luck guys. I really do believe that you guys can do it. I genuinely believe that you guys can do it. But yay! I'm so excited. Good luck, everyone.